To you live from Purdue University with our broadcast of We're All Animals. Hello everyone, I'm Jessica, your Purdue Zip Trip guide. Now there are lots of kids just like you participating with us today. Let's take a look at one of those schools right now. Are you there? Warren Elementary School in Highland, Indiana. Hey guys! Yeah. Ooh, they're excited. Are you guys ready to have some fun today? Yeah! Yes! Okay, we're going to be checking with you periodically throughout the show. And right here in our studio audience, we have students joining us from Lafayette Sunnyside Middle School. Are you guys ready to have some fun today? Yeah, okay. Well, I am too. So, what exactly are we going to do this morning? Well, first, we're going to talk to a veterinarian and get an inside look at her job. Then, you won't believe your eyes. We're going to see a horse running on a treadmill and meet a scientist to find out what can be learned from it. Next, why would a scientist study bones? Well, we will find out. And finally, you'll get to play detective and solve the mystery of the limping dog. And just a reminder, if any of you think of questions during the show, write them down and have your teacher or an adult in your classroom email the question in to the address at the bottom of the screen, ziptrips@purdue.edu.
Hey there, this is Rupert from Survivor, and I just want to tell you, animals are cool. Yeah!
Yes, animals are so cool, and so are we, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, pretty cool, yeah. So everybody out there and everybody in here, I want you to think of your favorite animal. What does that animal look like? How does it move? My favorite animal is the giraffe, and you'll see why when I stand up. I'm pretty tall, and I love what giraffes eat. They're vegetarians like myself, and I love that they've got long necks and that they can reach high into the trees. So, everybody here, which one's your favorite animal?
Dog! Wolf.
Dog, wolf?
Eagle.
Cobra, eagle? Well, even though other animals look different than humans, chances are you and your favorite animal have a lot in common. Take a look at this.
Hello, this is entomologist Tom Turpin from Purdue University. Did you know that there are humans and animals of all shapes and sizes living on this planet? But are we really all that different? Just look around the zoo. There are a lot of animals that look and act just like you. This elephant has a trunk that works for breathing, just like your nose. They also use their trunks like a mouth to drink, and an arm to lift things. And how about koalas?
One of the ways that koalas are a lot like kids, basically all they do is eat, sleep, go to the bathroom. Except for koalas, they could go up to 200 plus times a day.
Lemurs have fingers like us. They can use them to grip trees and climb.
The red ruff lemurs and the blue-eyed black lemurs sometimes don't get along that well in the beginning. They do have teeth that are very sharp, almost sharp like razor blades. So we have to be very careful and make sure they don't injure each other. So right now I'm just monitoring, and if anything happens, I'll go over and try to help break it up.
Do you like to swim? Well, so do dolphins. They have a powerful tail to help push them through the water, just like when you kick your legs. Penguins are also great swimmers, but they can hold their breath a lot longer than we can, almost 18 whole minutes.
interesting fact about giraffe is their tongues are really, really long, and they can actually be 18 to 20 inches long, so they can reach tall trees and get the leaves off of them. They eat apples, carrots, and sweet potatoes because just like a kid, they like to eat treats and candy and sweets.
Insects don't look much like humans and other animals, but like humans and other animals, insects like this silkworm and this hornworm have to breathe. Humans breathe through holes in their nose. Insects breathe through spiracles, holes in the side of their body. Unlike other insects, praying mantids, just like humans, can turn their head from side to side.
What?
Insects and humans can both jump, and one of the best jumpers in the insect world is the grasshopper. Hey, oh, wait a minute, oh, hey. Cows digest food similar to you, but instead of just one stomach, they have 4. If you touch your skin and then rub the belly of a pig, you will notice the skin feels almost identical. So the next time you come across a funny-looking creature, just remember you may have something in common with that animal. From how we move, breathe, eat, and live, humans and animals have very similar body systems.
Well, like we just saw in the video, humans definitely have a lot in common with other animals. One thing that's similar is humans go to the doctor to stay healthy, while animals go to see a veterinarian. Joining us now in the studio is Dr. Lori Corvo, a wellness veterinarian here at Purdue. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, and you've brought some special friends with you.
I did bring some friends. This is my personal dog, Josie.
Hi, sweetheart.
And then this is Hugo. He's a bearded dragon. He belongs to one of my colleagues at the vet school.
Hi, sweetheart, number 2.
Yes, he's sweet in his own way.
He's adorable. So, Lori, tell us a little bit about what you do here at Purdue.
Sure. I am a veterinarian, a small animal veterinarian at the Purdue Veterinary Teaching Hospital in kind of the department called the Small Animal Community Practice. So kind of like the primary practice or general care out there in the real world kind of thing outside of the university. But I get to teach 4th-year veterinary students how to take care of animals, and not just dogs and cats. I also see exotics as well, kind of like lizards like Hugo here.
Right.
Potentially birds, amphibians, the small mammals, rabbits, guinea pigs. I also will see fish.
Cool.
Yeah, so I see lots of different species of animals.
So how did you decide you wanted to become a vet?
Well, you know, when I was young, my mom had always wanted to be a veterinarian, so I think probably some of it kind of tailored from her a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
living the dream.
Exactly. However, when, you know, I was in 6th grade, so similar to all of you guys out there.
6th grade, guys.
Yep, so the seniors came over and kind of did a survey, and they kind of asked us, what did you want to be when you grow up? And the one thing that I did say was that I wanted to be a veterinarian. So, and I kind of did some mentorship stuff. And I did the mentorship stuff with veterinarians, and then as a senior or going through high school, I actually worked with some veterinarians and decided that's what I really wanted to do. And you can see a couple of things that I get to do.
Yeah, you're holding a ferret there.
Ferrets, draw blood from ferrets, check their kidney function for insulinomas, some diseases that they may get. And our board stays pretty busy with a whole bunch of different species that we get to see.
I would imagine.
So tortoises, turtles as well. We'll do health checks with them. I've got a student helping me out, and we get blood from these guys as well. So
what do you love most about your job?
Well, I like the variety of the different species that I get to work with. That's what I like a lot. And I like it that I get to use scientific inquiry quite a bit. So, these guys can't tell us where it hurts or what's wrong.
Can't.
So they can't do that, and so I have to kind of use like my physical exam skills, my observation skills, as well as looking at diagnostic tests to kind of help figure out what's wrong. I know, Hugo, you're excited, aren't you?
Well, you mentioned you like working with different species. What's the most unusual animal that you've ever treated?
Well, probably the 2 most unusual. Probably the one most unusual one is like a piece of coral. So it's a living rock, and so I had someone bring that to me because it had some parasites that were making it not as vibrant colored.
Okay.
And so we treated the water, got rid of the red bug parasites. But
Good.
I'm not a zoo veterinarian in general, but occasionally I do get some interesting animals, and one of them was a wallaroo, like what's on the screen here.
A walla what?
Yeah, so part wallaby, part kangaroo. And these
looks
guys,
cute.
they're kind of that middle between size between a wallaby and a kangaroo.
Oh,
so.
cool.
Yeah.
So we're talking about how humans are similar to animals. What are some ways that dogs are similar to humans?
Well, you know, dogs in general, they have, you know, just like lizards too, they have 2 eyes, they
Right.
have 2 ears.
Yeah.
You know, Josie, you know, dogs can get cataracts just like people can.
Right.
You know, she has lots of teeth,
Oh,
just
she's
like
so
we do.
ferocious.
And, you know, she should have her teeth brushed. She should also go to the dentist, get her teeth professionally cleaned at least once a year.
Right.
You know, she actually has allergies, just like some people have allergies.
I
so
feel your pain.
we control those.
I do
and
too.
She's got some arthritis in her hips, so we manage that as well. So, you know, some of the same things that people get, animals can get too.
Oh, and we're watching some video of
Yes.
some dog athletes.
Dog
Humans can
athletes.
run, jump, swim, and do all of that fun stuff, and dogs can too, right, Lori?
That's right, and it is very important for them to stay in top physical condition, because if they're not, they have a chance of injuring something, and we'll take care of that injury, whether they, you know, pull a muscle or, you know, stretch or tear a ligament, like their cruciate ligament in their knee.
Yeah.
But we can help them. We've got all sorts of diagnostics, radiographs, MRIs, we can do arthroscopy, so we've got lots of things to help keep these guys in top physical condition.
Cool. And that's why we have you, because
That's right.
you can help our dogs who get injured
That's right.
with all of their injuries and
Yep.
help them recuperate.
Yes.
Now, I hear that you have a little trick that
Yes.
Josie can do, and
she
she's
has-
kind of like a dog athlete too.
Well, kind of, except her arthritis kind of minimizes things a little bit. Can I have you hold Higo for me? Thank
Ooh,
you.
daunting
You guys want
task.
to see Josie do a trick?
Yeah.
All right, come here, Josie. Josie, come. Josie, come. Come this way. Come. Ready? Can you sit? Down. Over. Oh, good girl. Ready? Tunnel. Go,
Yay!
Josie, go.
Good job, Josie!
Can you tunnel? Good girl. She'll do it one more time for us.
Oh, yay! I love it. And we just got one email question in for you, Lori. This is from Eggers Middle School in Hammond, Indiana. When a giraffe is born, do they still have a really long neck?
They do still have a pretty long neck when they're born. So, you know, that does continue to grow proportionally with their size, but they do have a pretty long neck.
Okay, and we have a question also from our school in Highland, Indiana. Yeah? Come on up there. What's your question for Lori?
How exactly do you get the animals to do what you want when you are observing them?
Oh, so that is a great question. So for me, I'm all about positive reinforcement or bribing them. So I do a lot of food treats, things to distract them. But, you know, I have got people that can restrain them for me if I need to. But that's a great question. Positive reinforcement gets you a long way.
Awesome. And we are going to be seeing you at the end of the show as well for more questions. And remember, everyone out there, you can email in your question anytime to the address at the bottom of the screen. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wendy Townsend. I'm a veterinary ophthalmologist, so I examine the eyes of animals. We're going to do 3 tests on G-Man, who's our dog that we're examining today. And there are 3 tests that are just like what you have done when you go into the ophthalmologist. We want to make sure everybody, whether it's a person or an animal, has the very best vision possible.
Well, animal athletes come in all shapes and sizes. Dr. Corriveau just told us about how dogs can be athletes, but some of the best known competitors in the animal world are horses, and they're a lot like you. Wow, that kid was really on a mission on that treadmill, right? Yeah. So Purdue horse specialist Dr. Laurent Couture joins us live from his lab at the vet school to tell us how researchers take care of and learn from horses. Hi, Dr. Couture.
Hi, Jessica.
How are you doing over there?
Good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Purdue's Equine Sports Medicine Center.
Thank
I'm
you.
standing here next to the horse treadmill with our horse, Whitey.
Hi, Whitey.
And Donna, who is our equine
Donna.
sports medicine technician. And so if you look at this treadmill, it might look a little different from what you're used to, either at home or at your local gym.
Yes,
Don't you
definitely.
think?
And I think it could fit several people on there.
Absolutely, a little bigger. Of course, this is designed to support the horse's weight that on average is 1,000 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Plus, this is a high-speed treadmill. We can go up to 35 miles per hour, so extremely fast, much faster than any human being can run at, okay?
Yeah, we drive at that.
Absolutely. So, you know, why do we have such a big treadmill for horses? Well, there are three main uses for this particular treadmill. One is really, it's a very good diagnostic tool for us. A lot of horses are competitors, and then they may come to a point where they don't do as well, either in racing or in shows, and then we can bring them here and recreate the type of exercise they do out, and then try to better understand what's slowing them down and why they're not doing as well.
Got it.
And the second reason why we use this is an extremely good teaching tool. You know, we are here teaching our veterinary students and veterinary technician students. And we can, and you'll show that later on in an illustration in a video, that, you know, by running the horse, we can really try to understand where they may be hurting from. You know, a particular leg, like Dr. Coriver was saying, they can tell us where they're hurting. So in that way, we can show students this is what you need to look for, and therefore try to diagnose the lameness that way. And then the third use for us is really as a research tool. We try to strive to better treat or prevent, you know, either athletic injuries or, you know, health condition in general. And that allows us to research and try to find better treatments or prevention medicine.
Very good.
Okay. So, you know, when you see us and compare, you know, myself to Whitey, we might look a little different, you know.
Just a little bit. I think he's got you beat on the size.
That's it, yeah. But, you know, as you were mentioning, certainly there are a lot of things in common. And I'll show you as an illustration, if we compare Whitey's leg here compared to my arm.
Right.
In fact, you know, if we look at Whitey's hoof right there on the ground, this is similar to our fingernail.
Really?
It's just a very grown and overgrown fingernail that wraps around the tip of Whitey's finger to protect it.
So can you guys imagine walking around on the tips of your fingernails?
Exactly.
That's what horses do.
Horses walk and run on the tip of their fingernails. And then, you know, the bone right over there, the pastern bones, are equivalent to our finger bones, you know, to our phalanxes, if you will. And then the cannon bone here right on top is equivalent to the bone in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
And then a little bit higher here, the carpus or the knee of the horse is equivalent to our wrist. So a lot of things in common, in fact, between horses and humans, more than you would think.
Interesting. And do horses get injured just like humans do?
Of course, yeah. Horses obviously can run very fast, but that also makes them prone to injuries like human athletes. You know, they can sprain their ankle, they can sprain tendon and ligaments. And as we show in this video, the trick is to find out where they may be hurting from. And in this case, look at the head and neck going up and up when the horse is landing on the left leg, and down when the horse is landing on the right leg. So he's hurting from his left leg in this particular case. So neck going up when he's landing on the left, okay? So that's how you can tell. This horse, it's the opposite. The neck is going up and up when it's on the right. So essentially the horse here is lame on the right side, okay?
Wow.
So
that's pretty cool.
This is very fast, you know, with the video you can play it slowly and demonstrate to the student what they need to look for.
Yeah, and that's really cool how scientists can use video cameras and other technology to study horses and other animals and their movements more closely. I think that's really cool.
Absolutely, this is really interesting. And you know, other things that make horses such big athletes is they have a very strong heart that can really beat extremely fast, and from resting to increased heart rate during exercise, that can be multiplied by, you know, 8 to almost 10-fold, you know, compared to us, where it would rise only, you know, 3 to 5-fold maybe. So that makes them great athletes. And if you see now Whitey, you know, start walking just on the treadmill.
Right. Is he going to run for us?
Yes, he's going to run for us. So if you look at his heart rate will start going up as he's running faster.
Oh, here he goes. I hear the music, guys.
So he started about, you know, 60, 70 beats per minute while walking. Now he's at 95, just, you know, trotting slowly.
Oh, there he goes. Let's cheer Whitey on, guys.
And he's sneezing as well, you can see.
Go, Whitey, go! Go, Whitey, go! Go, Whitey, go! Go, Whitey, go! Go,
right, his heart rate 117,
Oh my
so
gosh,
going
his
even
heart rate's at
faster.
117. Go, Whitey.
All right, and
you
then
can
when
do
we're
it.
going to slow down,
Let's go, big Whitey. Oh, he's so cute.
all right, and we're going to slow down now, and you'll see his heart rate will come down fairly quickly.
Very good.
All
So,
right.
Dr. Coutil, what's the fastest that a horse has ever run on that treadmill?
Well, this treadmill can go up to 35 miles per hour, but that's not even close to the maximum speed in a horse, which has been measured as fast as 55 miles per hour in a quarter horse.
Oh my gosh.
So much faster than any human athlete.
Now, you have an activity for us to show us
Yes.
the differences, right?
Well, we were talking about, Whitey's heart rate going up as soon as he runs and coming down. I think we should demonstrate that to our students in the classroom. And the key is to be able to measure heart rate. And what we do is, if you use your fingers and put a little bit of pressure in your neck, as you do this, you should feel at the tip of your fingers a little pulsating vessel. That's a blood vessel in your neck coming from the heart.
Okay.
And as you feel each pulsation, it corresponds to one heartbeat.
Right.
So what we need is to be able to count those heartbeats. So Jessica, if you could give us a go signal, and then we'll count how many beats we feel over a 10-second segment. So you'll give us a go and a stop, and then we'll multiply by 6 to find beats per minute.
Okay. Sounds good.
Can you do that for
So
us?
start counting on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Silent. And stop.
Okay, I counted personally 10 beats, so times 6, 60 beats per minute. That's fairly average if you are just standing or sitting, in your classroom.
Okay, so that's kind of how you find your resting heart rate.
Exactly, so
Okay.
that's rest. Now let's do some exercise, especially in the classroom. You might want to stand up, and
Okay,
that's what we'll
stand
do.
up,
We'll
guys.
just jump up and down as high as you can for about 10 seconds, and then we'll do the same, Jessica. Give us a go signal to measure our pulse.
Okay, are you ready to jump? Who can jump the highest? Ready, set, and go.
Let's go. Woo. All right, doing well there.
Bling, bling,
Higher,
bling,
higher.
bling, bling, bling.
Getting
I
tired.
see you jumping.
I'm getting tired.
And stop.
All right. Okay, let's
Woo.
feel the pulse again. Could you give us a
Okay.
go, Jessica?
Yes. Ready, set, and start counting now.
Mine's fast.
And stop.
All right. I counted 20,
wow.
so times 6, 120 beats per minute. So you can see as soon as you do a little bit of exercise, your heart rate picks up right away like Whitey's.
Oh my gosh, so yours doubled.
Doubled,
So
exactly.
that means you're a little out of shape, right?
Well, probably, yes. I hate to mention that, but since you raised the point, yes.
Well, Dr. Coutil, we just got a question that came in for you
Yes.
from some of our students who are watching. This is from a student in Lexington, Kentucky. Can horses get allergies like humans?
Absolutely. Horses get allergies. They can be skin allergies. They'll have some little lumps and bumps, urticaria. But also they can get allergy like asthma, a form of horse asthma, very similar to asthma in people and in kids especially. So absolutely.
Interesting. I have asthma and I'm allergic to horses. Go figure. Okay, and we just got another question in, and this is all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. Do all horses know how to run on a treadmill, or do they have to be coaxed into it?
That's a good question. Well, obviously they don't know how to, but we can teach them very quickly. So
Right.
it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to get them used to the treadmill, the way it looks, and obviously seeing the ground running underneath them.
Right.
But they very quickly realize it's fairly similar to running outside, and they really enjoy that. I mean, horses are meant to run,
Great.
and as soon as they get it, they have no problem going back the next day and running and training.
Very good. Well, thanks for joining us. We're going to see you at the end of the show.
Very
that was
good.
really fun.
My pleasure.
Well, we've learned that humans and other animals have similarities on the outside, but we are also alike on the inside. I'd like to introduce to you another guest who's with us in the studio. This is Lisa Hilliard. Thanks for joining us today, Lisa.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
We're excited to have you here. Now tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, well, I'm an anatomist.
Big word.
I
What does
know,
that mean?
sounds fancy, doesn't it? What I study is really a lot of the things we've talked about today. I look at all the things that make an animal or a person what we are. Muscles like your biceps,
Right.
or organs like your stomach.
Gross.
Bones. The bones that we were discussing in the limb of the horse. So all of those things so that you can really look at how the animal functions and operates.
That's really neat.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And I hear that you're working on a very special project right now. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we are. I'm working with a team to establish an Institute for Accessible Science.
Cool.
And what that means is our goal is really to kind of support and be there for students that have disabilities who have an interest or a passion for science and pursuing science as a career and being an active member in the science community. So we're here to encourage them to do that and show them it's possible.
Very good.
Can be done.
Sounds inspiring.
It's fun.
So instead of just talking about what you do, I'd love to get an inside look at your job.
Okay. Well, I think we have a video of me doing a lab, so let's check it out.
Let's take a look.
Hi there! I'm so glad you could join me this afternoon. I'm actually just getting set up for a heart lab. Ironically, this is kind of the crazy stuff we do here at the vet school, especially anatomy geeks like me. We love this stuff. It's way cool. We're going to actually look at some structures specifically related to the heart. We're going to do a heart dissection lab, and I'm actually going to be doing it with students just like you. This is an outreach program that we have, and students come and we do this heart lab. It's really fun. I'm so excited, can't you tell? I hope you are too. So we're gonna look right here. This is actually, believe it or not, a real heart. How cool is that? I mean, that's pretty nifty, huh? Yeah, I think so too. And I know you're thinking that kind of just looks like a blob, but I can actually teach you how to orient this heart and open it up and see features inside of it in just this afternoon session. Yeah, it's pretty fun. So if you look right here at these pictures, you'll get to see some of the stuff these people are gonna be learning today about what features of the heart you can see on the outside, and then what features on the inside, when we open it up, are visible. It's pretty cool. We're also gonna be looking at some comparative stuff. After we look at these, I'm gonna kind of talk to students about, well, what if we look at a bird heart and compare it to maybe our heart, or this heart today that we're looking at, which is a pig heart. I'm telling you, this is some of the fun stuff we're going to do today. Also, I'll show you this cool model right here. We're going to look at this today too. You see this rubber model? This is actually what a heart looks like after it's formed. But before, in development, this is how the heart looks. It starts out like a tube. Then it twists around itself, just like a dish rag. So, as it pumps, it actually squeezes and twists against itself like a dish rag, wringing itself out, just like when you're in the tub and you squeeze all the water out of your washcloth. Isn't that cool? I bet you didn't know that. And if you did, wow, you're super smart. I love that. You should come and spend time with me if you're that smart. I need that. So, I hope you enjoyed this quick little brief session, but unfortunately I have to get started. I've got kids coming. So I'll see you guys back at the studio. Bye. And how the bones articulate with the digitigrade walkers. So they walk on the digits. Union down here in the foot. Some will be metatarsal or metacarpal pads.
Well, you have a really cool job, Lisa. She's
Yes,
like, I know. But I can't believe you picked up that real heart. And I have to ask for all of you guys too, some of you might be thinking this. Don't all of those organs and bones kind of gross you out sometimes?
Actually, no, not really, because by studying anatomy, we really can look at, how the animal is put together or how the person is put together, and then understand how they are supposed to function in a regular setting or normal state of health.
Right.
And then you can actually use your scientific inquiry skills to understand the changes that occur in that function when they're sick. But what's even cooler is you can compare the similarities and differences in species and really look at how that animal interacts with other animals as well as the environment they're in because of those features that exist.
That does sound cool.
It is pretty cool.
So you have an activity for us.
I do.
And you've brought some skulls and apples and Play-Doh. I'm so confused, but I'm sure you can clear it up for us.
Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the different features of a skull like this, which would be kind of a predator, which we see with these large, kind of pointy, what we call fangs, or really in the anatomical world we call them canines.
Oh, and is that a hint to as to what that is?
That is a carnivore, yes, a meat eater.
And it's a dog?
It is a dog. And then this skull right here is actually what we would consider an herbivore or a plant eater.
Okay.
And if we look at their teeth, we can see that they're long but flat.
Really flat, yeah.
So how about we go over and we take this stuff and we're going to make bite mark impressions.
Okay, and all of our kids in the studio have apples.
And
somebody has
hopefully
Play-Doh.
everybody out there in the viewing audience has apples. If you don't, just do gator jaws at your neighbor and you guys can look at each other's teeth. It'll be fun.
You can just feel inside your mouth.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is going to take the apple.
Okay.
And you're going to bite into it like you want to take a delicious bite out of it, but don't bite it all. And then take your mouth back off and we're going to see the impression, and we're going to do that with Play-Doh.
You ready?
One of you guys are going to do a horse skull and I'm going to do this dog. So we're going to
ready
open
to take
up the
a
mouth,
chomp? Ready,
put the Play-Doh in, get ready?
Chomp.
And then chomp it together. Just like that.
Do you see what happened? Do you see your teeth impressions?
Guys, look at your apples and see what they look like. And then what we're going to do is you will bring up that impression of that horse here.
Mine's nice and juicy.
Yeah. Can you guys compare your apples together? Because if you look, they're not the same, right? Even though we're all humans. He's way up there. Can you come back here for 1 second?
He's like, I want to be a star.
So if you guys compare your apples together, even though you're all humans, right? We don't look exactly the same. And if we compare these bite marks here, we'll notice that, see this one, that was the dog. You can see these deep pockets right here, which are made by those nice deep, ferocious canines.
Right.
So I can catch and get my prey.
But then mine is flat.
Now look at this one here though. This is really flat. This is our plant eater, right? He doesn't have to really catch his food.
Yeah, the horse.
But if you look at our bite marks, what do you guys think? Where do you think we sit in the chain here compared to these animals?
What do you think that we'd eat?
Yeah, we're in the middle.
In the middle.
Exactly, because we kind of eat what? Both plants and animals. Some of us just like plants, but we eat both. So isn't that cool? You can look at anatomy and you can say, oh, I see how they function and why they have these features so they can function in the environment. Cool, right?
And the word for that is omnivore, right?
Yes, omnivore is the big word for us.
Now,
it makes us sound impressive, right?
Do you guys have any questions for Lisa? Oh, you do. Yes. What's your question?
What inspired you to become a scientist?
What inspired you to become a scientist?
Well, normally for scientists, it's usually a personal drive or a personal interest. I actually love bones and anatomy and all these cool things to compare what makes animals different and the same. So what really inspired me was just a drive and an interest to understand the world and how it works and how we work in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Anybody else have a question? Yes, you.
How many classes and how many students do you think you have each day?
Well, normally I would be involved in about 7 classes during a school year, and 3 of those classes run at one semester. So I have 70 plus kids in anatomy for first year vet students, and then depends about 20 to 30 depending on our class size for the third year courses.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys, for your questions. That was an eye-opening or mouth-opening experience, right?
Exactly.
And you're going to stick around for the end of the show as well. Okay, so we're having fun here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're learning. We like it.
So throughout today's show, in all of the research you've seen, the scientists are using scientific inquiry. Scientific inquiry is the way scientists study the natural world and propose explanations based on the evidence they gather. Now you can use scientific inquiry too, just like a scientist or a detective. For this next segment, you'll need to pay close attention to the video, gather evidence, and be ready to help solve a case about a pet dog.
was school today?
Good. We're learning about scientific inquiry.
Scientific inquiry, what's that?
Scientific inquiry is the way scientists figure things out, how they explain things based on evidence they gather.
That sounds like that CSI TV show or those detective stories you read.
I know, I'm going outside to read one right now. It is a mistake to theorize before one has data, said the detective. You know my methods. I was sure careful examination of the crime scene would reveal evidence of what happened. Hey, Lucy. Good girl. Lucy, you're limping. Are you all right? Mom, Lucy's limping.
Well, look around and see what happened. I'll call the vet. He'll want to know.
It is a mistake to theorize before one has data. I was sure careful examination of the crime scene would reveal evidence of what happened. That's right. We can't treat her unless we know what happened to her. I have to use scientific inquiry to collect evidence. There's dirt and gravel in her fur. The skate is open, and it leads right out to the street. Skid marks right in front of the house. This is just like the dirt on Lucy. My case is complete. I have a hypothesis. Mom, I know what happened.
Well, now that you've seen CSI Backyard, the case of the limping dog, let's talk about the different things going on here. Okay, guys, so what's the problem in this case? Yes.
Lucy is limping.
Lucy is limping. Okay, and what evidence did the kid detective collect? Yes.
That there was gravel in her foot.
There was gravel in her fur.
Yes, and skid marks in front of the house.
Skid marks in front of the house. Anything else? Yes.
The gate door was open.
The gate door was open. You guys were really paying attention. So what hypothesis have you come up with about what happened to Lucy the dog? What do you think happened? Yes.
Maybe a car hit the dog.
A car possibly might have hit Lucy, right? Well, as you can hear by some of the different answers, scientific inquiry does not always lead to clear answers and can sometimes even lead to new problems and questions. Okay, so let's take a look at what our kid detective in the case of the limping dog found out based on his investigation and meeting with his dog's veterinarian. Let's take a look.
The solution to this mystery is that someone left the gate open, and Lucy got out into the street and she got hit by a car.
Well, it looks like we had the correct answer and we're able to solve the case of the limping dog. Well, we do have time here at the end of the show to answer some more email questions. So this one is for Lisa Hilliard. This is from Nancy Hanks Elementary School in Spencer, Indiana. How many bones do you examine in one day?
Well, that can vary, but I look at a lot of bones on a daily basis. So in an entire, let's say, dog skeleton, around 300 plus.
Wow.
So it could be that many up into one day, depending on if I'm constructing a whole skeleton or whether I'm just looking at comparing one limb to the other, but it can be as few as 10. Just depends on what I'm doing.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from a school called Eggers Middle School in Hammond, Indiana, and this is for you, Dr. Coutil. Do horses get tired when they run?
Of course, yeah, horses get tired like we do get tired. You know, it depends how fast and how intense the exercise is, but usually they can run for much longer and much faster than any human being.
Okay. Cool, and this is from Core Academy in Lexington, Kentucky. This is for you, Dr. Corvo. I have a bearded dragon. What do they like to eat?
Well, bearded dragons in general, so when they're young, they tend to be a little bit more carnivorous, and so they like more protein meat, but really they're kind of omnivores, and as they actually get a little bit older, they should be more vegetarian-like.
Okay, cool. And do any of our students at Warren Elementary have any questions for our scientist? Yes? Come on up. What's your question?
How does studying animals help humans?
How does studying animals help humans? Who wants to take that one?
You can, Lisa. That's okay.
Go, Lisa.
Well, if you look at the similarities and differences between animals and people, we get sick with a lot of the same things. We have the same problems dealing with maybe the environment like asthma, or our bodies as they get old get arthritis, even when you're not old like me. It helps you to understand if you can diagnose it and help take care of it in an animal and treat the animal, you can kind of translate that to people and see how you can better the lives of humans as well. So does that help?
Yeah. Yes, okay. Do any of our kids in our studio have questions? Yes, the guy who's holding the bearded dragon.
How many bones are in the human body?
How many bones are in the human body?
The human body has a lot of bones, but when you look at it, it's a lot similar to dogs and cats. It's actually a little bit smaller because we don't have some of the little teeny ones that they have. So we're in the hundreds, 250-ish or so. Depends on the person sometimes to, how many, they might have a little extras, but.
Okay, and this is from St. John Lutheran School in Indianapolis, Indiana, my hometown. This is for you, Lori. In what way are we like jellyfish who have tentacles and no stomach?
Well, we're not really too much like jellyfish because those would be invertebrates versus we are vertebrates and have a spine and bones. So we're not really a whole lot like them.
Okay.
I am sure that we have utilized some of the things that some of the unique things that they do and how they digest things, but we're not really that similar to the invertebrate side of things.
Right, we certainly don't look like them, do we? Okay, and let's take another question from our school in Highland, Indiana. No? Are they not there? That's no problem. How about here? Yes, you.
What animal has the most bones and organs, most like the human?
What animal has the most bones and organs, most like humans?
Most like humans are really going to be the ape family, okay? Because they kind of function similarly to us. These are, although they use them to walk around on, they're a lot like arms, just like we use them as instead of legs. And how they digest things and what they eat. They can eat a combination diet like we do. So they're very similar to us.
Okay.
So really it's the ape family.
Great. Well, thanks everybody for your questions. We don't have enough time to get to everyone's question. So teachers out there, be sure to look out for an email from zipTrips in the next week with answers to the most frequently asked questions from today's broadcast. Then you can review the facts, answers, and questions, or frequently asked questions, whatever, FAQs with your class. So let's take a quick look back at all of the things we've learned today. Humans have a lot in common with other animals. Purdue scientists are doing some really cool work and using cutting-edge technology to do their jobs, just like the horse treadmill. And scientific inquiry is how scientists make connections and solve problems. Well, thanks again to all of our scientists who joined us, all of our furry friends and scaly friends, and all of our friends here in the studio, and to all of our friends who are watching. I'm Jessica, your Purdue Zip Trip guide. We will see you next time. Oh, and one more thing. It's Dr. Corvo's birthday. Let's say happy birthday!